When I tell you the Biden administration wants to fundamentally change America, I don't just mean our values. They want to change our demographics. They want to destroy the suburbs, expanding inner cities outward instead of the concentrated pockets of poverty, mostly in inner cities. Team Biden wants to spread that poverty over every inch of this great nation, not in an effort to be fair or compassionate, but to transform red districts into blue ones. President Trump warned of this during the 2020 campaign.
They're absolutely determined to eliminate single-family zoning, destroy the value of houses and communities already built. And what will be the end result is you will totally destroy the beautiful suburbs. Suburbia will be no longer as we know it.
Well, the reality is President Trump's warning is now coming to fruition. Joe Biden's infrastructure plan aims to federalize local zoning laws. If you don't abide by Washington's demands to build high-rise, low-income apartments, Washington will pull all federal funding. It's an old-fashioned strong-arm deal. The Marxist left fully willing to hold small-town America hostage, all, of course, for more power and more control, and of course doing it under the guise of somehow curing systemic racism.
If we didn't have systemic racism, we would not need a Fair Housing Act. I would say to you that in a country where white people have a net worth 10 times that of black people, there is racism.
Racism is an easy excuse, right? I would argue racist Democrat policies, like the welfare trap, has held minority communities back, not the success of white people. To fix the concocted problem, Biden's government makes ultimatums, meaning you must comply or else. Your town must comply. Build low-income housing or else. No transportation grants or else. No funding to fix roads and bridges or else your tax dollars will be spent someplace else. Here is what the USA Today wrote about what I call the dismantling of the white picket fence. Local politicians say multifamily zoning is key to combating climate change, racial injustice, and the nation's growing affordable housing crisis. Local politicians, they mean local liberals, of course, and climate change? What does a cheap apartment complex have to do with that? Here's the truth. The left doesn't care about racial injustice either. All of this is about federal control. And most of all, it's about replacing traditionally conservative suburban life with liberal inner city mediocrity. Crime will rise if they get their way. Housing prices will fall, and Democrats will also be swept into office. That's the goal, as poor, welfare-seeking liberals overwhelm once suburban voting booths in search of more promises Marxist Democrats can never, ever keep.
The interstate system was built to keep certain groups in and certain groups out. So it was built on a racist system, correct?
Yeah, often this wasn't just an act of neglect. Often this was a conscious choice. There is racism physically built into some of our highways.
Racism in the highways? That's our transportation secretary, Pete Buttigieg, now claiming highways are racist too. What he wants you to believe is the suburban low-income housing craze is all about racial integration and equality to get you to buy into this idea. Team Biden will keep playing the race card, insisting the American dream is for whites only. They will tell you that only changes after Biden brings the inner cities to the burbs. It's all part of the Democrats' big lie. The truth is, none of this is actually about color. No matter what the Democrats want you to believe, crime is especially about socioeconomics, not the color of someone's skin. Suburbanites don't want the crime associated with poor communities, including white poor communities. So tonight, I need every American out there to realize this. The Democrats' quest for so-called equality isn't about bringing people out of poverty. It's about bringing everyone into it. Their policies bring people down, as opposed to ours, which is designed to lift them up. And when the suburbs are destroyed, I can tell you the American dream will be destroyed too.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.